What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode. Let's let me jump. Recently, Brother Tariq and she has weighed in on the whole Remy Ma situation, and I thought that he had one of the most unique perspectives that I've heard. I don't even know why I didn't think of this, but it was really unique, and I want to give him props for that. First of all, when it came to the both of them as a couple, we fell in love with them basically because of the struggle that she was going through. You know, we love a struggle love, right? And remember, when she was down, he had her back. When he was down, he had her back. Meaning she didn't have no income party coming in. She wasn't working for that time. He had her back. That is important. But watch what Brother Tariq says in the book of that.
Men are in relationships and they are more financially stable than the guys. Unfortunately, a certain level of respect is lost. This is a harsh reality. There's a few reasons why some of the respect is lost, no matter how you cut it, how you slice it. A lot of times, the level of respect isn't there. They lose respect. I just talked about this on Mac Lessons back a decade or so ago all the time. See, the main reason is because the traditional gender roles and expectations, that's been reversed now, because in relationships, we associate masculinity with being the primary provider. And see, when this dynamic is reversed, see, that creates tension, and that creates the diminished perceived respect of the man's role in the relationship. And also, a woman who's in a relationship like that, who's just a little more successful, because she's had hit records. She's never really worked as an artist. He's a phenomenal MC. I'm not taking anything away from that, but commercially, he's never really worked as a commercial artist.
So let me just say this. Okay, Brother Tariq brings us some excellent points, because the Papoose, first of all, is a great lyricist, but he's known more or less as a mixtape king. He had a real run in the New York City mixtape market, so he's not the kind of artist that is played in the clubs. You know, that's why I feel like the battle rap thing is something that, you know, is kind of more aligned with him as an artist and stuff like that. Whereas Remy Ma is more commercially viable, okay? And she's known as a really good female MC. Now remember, recently, Papoose was made the CEO of TuneCore, and then, you know, basically he was at working at the Def Jam, but it's very possible that at a point she was making more money than him, okay? And again, like she was talking about, you know, he's in my house, he don't have money like that, you know, he's not really built like that. And she was saying that because she felt like, look, you got a gambling problem. He doesn't have money. If you, I mean, it feels like that about you. If you don't have money, then what are you going to do? That level of disrespect is going to come. And this is the same situation that, in my honest opinion, is what happened with Tia Mowry and Corey Hardy. Now, what am I talking about? With Tia Mowry and Corey Hardy. I'm glad you asked that question. What happened with Tia Mowry and Corey Hardy when they first met? It was all Tia Mowry. And Corey, when he tried to get a Corey did eventually end up getting on. And he ended up getting on a lot later. Like, what do I mean when I say that? Well, Corey Harford ended up getting that Tyler Perry deal after the fact. Then Papoose, he ended up becoming the CEO of TuneCore after during my relationship. But while they were in a relationship, it just seems like, man, you know, it's all bad. And like I said, this is what happens when men deal with women that's a little bit more successful, or they feel like that. They can start treating you any kind of all of that stuff that you did. It's not gonna matter. You know, you doing something. You know, and she gonna be like, look, if I'm gonna be taking care of you, then you're gonna get a bum I can really take care of. And that's probably what it was. Say this, everyone believes she deserves better than what she actually did. I don't think any woman out there, and I'm pretty sure they're off the I think that it's stuff like this. When we're with somebody, you're always kind of thinking about things. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would it be like if I didn't have her? Wouldn't that be crazy? And you like, man, this is wild, right? Like, things would be a lot better for me. And then, you know, you gotta realize that the grass is greener where you water it. But men gotta really be careful. Men gotta be careful, man. Don't you get with these chicks. And I'm gonna tell you right now, all you dudes, I'm not trying to say that you're not a good man or a great man. You don't do 50-50. Hey, you can be whatever you want, man. But I'm just gonna tell you, these sisters gonna make you feel bad about doing that 50-50. They're gonna make you feel bad about doing that 50-50. And They'll let you tap the cheeks. They might be attacked to you. Same thing with the regular cheeks and podcast. You might not respect it. Oh yeah, you can ship it to T6 and you'll be getting a cheap spot. You do all of that, but eventually that opportunity will change because look at you. I want you on. You're my guy from Quincy's Battle Rap League. But at the same time, what she don't know is she don't care about her career like that. He's just using her. See, at least the taboo, he really loves her. But now when you out there, you got the bag head up at the back, man, dude don't care about you like that for real. He don't care about you like that for real, baby. And that's unfortunate. And people be forgetting. But God, the team my brother told me, and I'm going to say this, before you get a spouse, get a house. Before you get a wife, get a wife. So there will be no hassle in your castle. It's crazy. My brother told me that he was against that. But I live with that. You better always be a little business. The woman must fall under the leadership of a man. And none of that is unlikely concept with right now. And this is not to say that you should be disrespecting a woman, ignorant, mistreating her. The woman still contributes a whole lot to a relationship, just like you contribute something different. But God gave you the responsibility of leadership. So that means that your woman should not be out earning. That means your woman should not be out producing you as a man. That's biblical. That's any society. And if you want to have the respect as a man you need to be making sure that your stuff is on point. Get your stuff on point. Stop playing around. Because I'm gonna tell you something you dudes, man. I know you talk about this stuff and getting tired of eating your 304s and all this. I get all that. But look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of you brothers out there, some of you are gonna want real relationships. You're gonna want real relationships. You're gonna want women that can, you can spend time with. Because like I said, man, if you want to go out of town, something like that. You ain't always trying to go somewhere by yourself. Sometimes you want to go with some cheap but you already know it. Sometimes you want to just go with some already cheap Don't with some already palatable cheap and then be good. You know how it's going to be. Have a dinner, spend time with her. Go back to the room, clap something up. Go ahead on and get all that done for real. And we all to the good. Ain't nobody really worried about that. We all good. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? This is a belief type mission. And ain't nobody really worried about all that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't not worried about all that. We out here just making sure to keep out here doing what we're supposed to do. Keep clapping it up.
Love Battlefield.
I'll show you, Jackson. Bang, gotta get. So,
this seems wrong, but I suppose we must.
Get back. Don't do that. Let's get the thing. Back and look at it. Now. And back. 50 more. Yeah.
That's awesome. I was bad as fucking fool. Trying to dodge a slip. Damn. Went swimming in the pool, I just moved my neck. I'm on the ground, I get sick. I'm on the ground, man.
This is real
You want about something, man? We're gonna go show some titties.
Remember when I really made it back for watching the drive? I said, I ain't watching it move now.
Only 60 seconds left.
That's like, then I'm going to do it. I said, nigga, you watch me, you drive. But I end up on my head truck like, sweet. I pulled over there watching like, insane, man.
It's a whole nother show. 85 show at the dark.
Yeah.
You teens, did you know that?
Yeah.
Basically, you hope you watching your teacher or your family.
Lady, grab your kids and give them goodbye.
It's your mom's heard.
Time to switch things up.
This ain't the one for the kids to be watching.
You love him.
This ain't the one for the kids to be watching.
The
You supposed to get your head on this episode. This is one you get your head on. Like, them niggas stupid.
Yeah, you under 18, long off. Oh, we back to it.
Nobody ain't cut the lights on, bro. That's ghost.
We back to Nickelodeon.
Oh.
The number of drone sightings across the tri-state area has been growing over the last 2 weeks, with more than 3,000 reports in New Jersey alone. Our shores have been invaded by drones, and the government has no answer.
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft that people are misidentifying them.
They're able to fly around freely, even in restricted areas like the airport.
My drone that I able to be towards it, full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and the drone started going down. Now, we got some video from a viewer here at KTLA. However, this is causing some big problems on the coast and shutting down a runway at New York's Stewart Airport. And this is a very big issue. It's really going to be shut.
And why is the government trying to shield us from the truth? Let's get into this story. Again, this is being investigated by law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me you don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct? That's right. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are. In the Coast Guard, we say that one of their 47-foot lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went. They're saying, no, how do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it comes from. They don't even know.
They know that they can't track me. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their home.
It's right here over Piccadilly. There was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone in the air and towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are only 2 bars, 2 batteries, then it died in seconds, and the drone went off and a couple feet off the table, and it came right back up. And you see it? See how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
Just be smaller.
On the ocean, and it was very well, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you concern, I issued a letter to ask for more information, like a lot more transparency.
That's because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their houses and they think that make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this, being concerned about it.
concerned about it too. That's why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, it's taking it seriously.
Really covered much about the drones, but it's very alarming because now that we're seeing more of the shows coming out, the government is acting as though they have no idea what it is. We have hundreds of these things now, seeing in New Jersey, they're at the airport, they are in New York, they're actually being seen in California. But for some reason, our government is too inept to know what's happening, or they know, and once again, they're trying to pull the wool over their
What?
Back to those drone sightings, which continue to spark concern across the country, with more videos being posted overnight.
Yeah, they've become such a problem. They've even started shutting down an airport. PTLA's Gene Kane is live for us with the latest. Good morning, Gene. What's the news here?
Hey, good morning, Megan and Lauren. A lot of folks are reporting these issues. They're seeing these drones at night or in the morning when the sun is not even up. Now, we've got some video from a viewer here at KTLA. However, this is causing big problems on the East Coast, even shutting down a runway at New York's Stupid Airport. This is a very big issue.
Final score, 3, 2, 0. You stopped them in their
Okay,
tracks.
we love it. So what is this? Hanging out.
So this new video from KTLA viewer Sharon shows what appears to be a drone over the San Fernando bonus community. That was at 4 o'clock this morning. She sent that over to our newsroom. With multiple other sightings across our part of the country. A TikTok user captured video of possibly 5 drones in Riverside. They've been spotted in Temecula as well earlier this week. So exactly what's going on? Temecula is near Camp Pendleton, a military base. But the Marines say they're not involved. Riverside County Sheriff, well, he suggests the drones could be from Southern California Edison, which inspects power lines with drones. However, the utility company says they don't fly drones at night.
If you're getting value from this video and you would like to support me, make sure that you're subscribed and share this video with anyone that you know, because we know the mainstream media will not want the truth out there. So supporting independent people such as myself really helps out, and I appreciate you guys. All right, let's continue with this.
The number of drone sightings across the tri-state area has been growing over the last few weeks, with more than 3,000 reports in New Jersey alone. And with no indication the sightings are coming to an end, local and state officials are becoming increasingly impatient for answers. As Alicia Reed explains, they also want authorities to destroy any drones that may be considered a threat. It's smooth sailing at New York Stewart's International Airport Saturday night, unlike a nearly hour-long delay the evening prior after a drone in the airspace stopped all flights.
It's always a nuisance.
Drones have been spotted throughout the tri-state since mid-November. The FBI says they've received about 5,000 leads since then. Only about 100 have led to action by the FBI. In a statement, Governor Kathy Hochul says in part, this has gone too far. She's calling on Congress to pass a bill that will strengthen the FAA's oversight of drones and give select state and local law enforcement agencies the right to detect, track, or even destroy unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS. New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith plans to introduce legislation that would authorize training for state police across the country to track and take down drones.
State police, probably a designated unit could be established, have real experts.
Over 50 local, state, and federal partners have engaged in the investigation, including the FBI, DHS, and FAA. A rep from the Department of Homeland Security says they're confident many of the sightings are manned aircrafts that are being misidentified as drones. The FAA says it is legal to fly a drone during the day or at night, as long as it's below 400 feet and isn't causing a hazard. But restricting airspace is a problem, and that happened here. And if you ask my office, who is the head of Homeland Security, well, it's just...
So y'all not going, man, these motherfuckers,
that are out all the time. So this is just part of what happens, but there's policy that is causing all this. I mean, honestly, again, he's giving non-answers to this problem, like he does to most things that are happening.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us this morning. Can you clear up the confusion there?
Absolutely, George, and thank you very much for having me. There's no question that people are seeing drones, and I want to assure the American public that we in the federal government have deployed additional resources, personnel, technology to assist the New Jersey State Police in addressing the drone sightings. Some of those drone sightings are in fact drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, and we do see duplicative reporting. But there's no question that drones are being sighted. Let me set the record straight here, George. There are thousands of drones flown every day in the United States. Recreational drones, commercial drones. That is the reality. And in September 2023, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, changed the rules so that drones could fly at night. And that may be one of the reasons why now people are seeing more drones than they did before, especially from dawn to dusk. And so that is the reality. But I want to assure the American public that we are on it. We are working in close coordination with state and local authorities. And it is critical, as we all have said for a number of years, that we need from Congress additional authorities to address the drone situation. Our authorities currently are limited, and they are set to expire. We need them extended and expanded.
What exactly do you need?
We want state and local authorities to also have the ability to counter drone activity under federal supervision. That is one important element that we have requested, and we've heard it echoed by the state and local officials themselves.
So it's just this policy change that has caused this. But why are they allowed to fly in the air? Why are they? This massive number of them are popping up in places that they shouldn't be allowed to. So again, what are they really hiding? And are we supposed to believe that this just is policy that has caused this to happen? Right. So we should just continue to trust our government. And speaking of trusting the government, take a look at this. I just made this shirt at my merch shop, realmelanieking.com. It is a redacted government document that says everything is fine, trust your government. Now, this shirt comes in for men, for women. I also have a mug with this design, along with many other designs in the store. We have some great new things. This one just dropped today, so you really want to check it out along with the other ones at realmelanieking.com. The link will be below in the description. Let's get back to the story.
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. It very well may be drones in the sky, of course. Those are commercially available. You could go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well.
It honestly seems like another move that they're trying to do in order to gain more power. It caused mass panic and outrage, and people are scared, and now they're not sure what this, that, and the other is, and then it allows them to pass a law or to fund something else that is a diversionary tactic to what's really going on. But because we don't have answers, we're just left to guess on our own. Now, there are people who are experts who are coming up with possible explanations. Take this guy who is a drone manufacturer, and he believes that they could be possibly out there trying to smell or test or find nuclear waste. Take a look.
Hey, everyone. I'm John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of guy. I like watching stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military-grade unmanned aircraft. As you see one of my systems here.
Whoa, come on, Bo. As much life I had, man.
Off East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong. Back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, out of Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe, there were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay? We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where they are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials and stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed.
Come on, bro, what the fuck?
Nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out of Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that came up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor, heading east or west or south. So, from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night, unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay? Because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something. Whether it be a person, or trying to smell gas. With this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead. None of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at. It left Europe, now it's gone. So my only guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are. But I doubt. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying that low, is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night.
So if they actually are looking for a nuke or nuclear waste, of course that's going to cause even more panic to people, because there's only one reason that they could allow these drones to be in restricted airspace, to not shooting them down and trying to figure out what is happening. It has to be something that they've sanctioned or they're doing, and they just don't want us to know. And it's always better for us to panic and question, why is this happening, versus us finding out the true reason, which will cause us to be even more upset with the government than we already are.
50 of them come off the ocean. The buys after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean. 50, 5-0. In my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean. And this is a foreign officer. Foreign officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard ran with their boat, and they reported seeing 13 on their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet. Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. And more than a month since these reports started,
So with these drones being in New Jersey, especially Chris Christie has been made fun of all on the internet because Trump posted this meme of Christie basically using these drones to deliver McDonald's to his house. But he spoke to George Stephanopoulos exactly about, the drones being over his home, and he's concerned, he's not sure what's going on. And it's just funny that he's talking to George Stephanopoulos with what we know. The story I'm going to do after this one about how ABC now has to pay $15 million for Trump's presidential library because they defamed him. And of course, Democrats are losing their minds about this completely, but take a listen to what this guy has to say.
Welcome back. This weekend, Jersey last year, second change.
Yeah. 2 mornings ago, over my house at 6:15 in the morning. Saw them myself with my wife. And so, yeah, they're there. And I've been traveling around New Jersey as I normally do all week. And I can't tell you the number of people who come to me concerned about it. And that is a massive theory of some sort. Well, here's why, George. Because the answers like the Secretary just gave, they're not answering the questions.
So did he say there's a monitoring to see illegal activity and they need more authority?
Let me say something. I agree that they need more authority. But to not say that this is not, to say this is not unusual activity, it's just wrong. I've lived in New Jersey my whole life. This is the first time that I've noticed drones over my house. And I was in a restaurant in Monmouth County on Friday night, had people at the bar coming up to me and saying, Governor Murphy won't tell me anything, the president won't tell me anything, do you know? Like, well, I don't know, but I will tell you this. I think this is what happens in our society now, George, because we're used to having things so rapidly. If you don't fill that vacuum, then all the conspiracy theories get filled in there. You've got people like Congressman Jeff Van Drew saying there's an Iranian mothership off the coast of New Jersey. Absolutely not true. And probably now not true. And he's had to back off that. You can't have conspiracy theorists filling the space. But the Biden administration and state authorities have to be more vocal and let people know exactly what they're doing. This interview this morning was a bit of a better step, but I think much too little too late. And when people see this kind of activity, it's a newish technology to most people. And they're worried about it, concerned, and to the extent they're following things around the world. They hear about drone people deploying Ukraine all the time as weapons, and us deploying drones as weapons at times. So people are concerned, and it's a lack of communication from the government at the federal and state level that's at fault here.
So you don't think it's the kind of thing where people become focused on if they just see things that they witnessed, pay attention to in the past?
I think that there's some of that, but I can tell you from the activity, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not looking for things I don't know. 6:15 yesterday morning, 2 mornings ago, that was a drone over my house. And I've never seen anything like that before, and I've been living at that house for 30 years.
So if you were governor now, what kind of authority would you want to have?
I want our state police to be able to have the authority to bring those drones down and find out why they're doing what they're doing. And of course, we have to coordinate with the FAA, but we do that kind of coordination both when I was U.S. Attorney, as a law enforcement officer, and as governor all the time to be able to have shared authority. But the states do not have enough authority to have what they need to do. And we're very fine, Jordan, because you're going to have individuals acting as drone vigilantes, and they're going to start taking it down. That's something we want, because they're now an important part of commerce and law enforcement, using them frequently for surveillance and other things. They need to be able to stop them.
So we're not going to get answers. They're going to keep lying to us. The officials that should know what's going on, they have no idea. And the cycle could take
but the government does these type of things. They're a blip on the radar. They're a story for, a cycle, and then they go away, and then questions are no longer asked, but then bills get created and spending is approved. And these are the things that we want to focus on as independent media, because we know the mainstream is not going to tell the truth. We know that whatever the truth actually ends up being, that they're going to try to hide it or disguise it, or, the government's going to use propaganda to spin a different narrative. But that's why it's important for, like me and other YouTubers, that we continue to push these stories out, and we really appreciate your support, because without you, how they would try to crush us. We already get a lot of videos demonetized, so it's really important that you spread the word, share this video with anyone that you know, and I will see you guys very shortly.
I'm Luna Snow. Like the moon, I shine in darkness. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Don't do it. No, don't do it. Y'all you ready to do some other shit. Go stop that Family Dollar though. I had to do that.
Round 2, go!
Oh, listen to me. They created to serve them. So if you ain't serving them, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because at the end of the day, when you think that this is we need to teach millennials to do this, what do you want to be with? We want society to transform the male into a female.
The battle starts in
Let them
5,
hate women.
4,
Let them hate each other.
3, 2,
They want the man, and then him embody all the characteristics of a woman.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, I heard it.
Yo, when D. Taylor first did something for fellas, boy, we talk about a red pill heart that I ever seen. This woman has done a complete 180. Anyway, let's get into this one. Back with another video to the platform. Welcome to the tribe. I think this video hope to subscribe. So I got a video for you guys today. I think this is very important. This is going to be pretty controversial. Ladies, I'm going to hear some things that I would be shocked if the jury and not most women are going to disagree with this, because it involves women being held accountable. But you're going to see what I mean here shortly. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Come on, man.
We get raised by our mothers because our mothers raised us to be that way. Understand the woman. They're always be nice, work for the woman, and take care of her, and take care of your kids. If she has kids, take care of her kids. Be a stand-up man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that same mother is teaching her daughter, get yourself a job so you don't need no man. This that so you don't need no man. She don't need no man, so you don't need no man. Now we got a whole community of women that are being raised not to be no man, but they got a bunch of men that was raised to want the woman and work for the woman. So in all, our mothers has failed us as men because they raised us to chase women that they took to reject us. So we don't think at all.
Now, when I first came across this, the first thing that came to mind immediately was the Ring issue. Kind of covered that, like I said, a few weeks back. But I want to dive a little bit deeper because I think they made some valid points in this clip. Why are men blamed for not being masculine when women have pretty much done everything they can to control the narrative to make men or raise men not to be like the men that they had children with? Now, first of all, women should only be having children with men that they would want their kids to be like.
especially your son. But I think my biggest problem is that the accountability part. And the reason being is because no matter how logically you try to explain this to women, they're still going to try to find a way to point the finger at men and say, no, y'all need to be like this. But here's my thing, is there are so many men being raised by a single mother. There are so many men that are being raised to think, to act like the women that are raised. How can you sit over here and point the finger at me? That's the part that has me apart. Because it logically doesn't make sense. You can't blame a man for younger generations of men not being masculine if you did everything for that man not to be in your son's life. Now, before y'all get y'all panties in a bunch, I know there are deadbeats out there. I know that's the thing, but you can look up statistics on CDC and the percentages show that most men are there for their kids. I know a few men that want to be there for their kids, but the women won't allow it because the man doesn't want to be with the woman anymore. The women don't want to talk about that part either. There's a few women that do, but not so many. So there's definitely a bunch of different factors that you and layers that you gotta peel back to understand why things are the way they are. But I'd be damned if we don't sit over here and act like it doesn't start with women raising men to be more like women. And then y'all sit over here and complain about those very same men. Y'all are creating the problem for the most part. Because if you ask majority of women, if they're dealing with a man that came up in a two-parent household, 9 times out of 10, that man tends to be more masculine than the man that didn't have a father. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Most men that have their lives in order, financially, mentally, all of these here things, they're not intimidated by a woman's money. Because most times when a woman say a man is intimidated, she mentions material things.
Yeah, and it's usually our energy or house.
It's not that we're intimidated by them, we're turned on.
You're turned
by
on.
the attitude that typically comes with the boss babe, boss chick, I don't need a man. That's what it is more than intimidation.
While I do believe that may represent a large portion, I think there's an other side of it. I think some men are, in fact, I don't know if we want to use the word intimidate, but repelled because all they offer is money. So if all you offer is money, and you already have it, then now you know you don't have the necessary thing to keep her.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, shut your pandering ass up, Ace. The only reason why you did that was to pander to your audience. You low-key literally just said the same thing, but use different versions to try to make it so that way the women feel good about what you said. Oh, it's just, if all the man is offering this money,
I'm not judging.
don't sit over here and act like you don't see women on these platforms and that's all they're talking about. You see women on these platforms talking about a man's money more than anything else that they want him to bring in a relationship. Tell me I'm wrong. Fuck out of here. I swear, bro. I hate these pandering ass male content creators. Like him, Steve Harvey, the list goes on, CJ Perry, all these man. Anyway.
You believe that women can do anything they do?
Yeah. Did you ever mean? But you wear a microwave, right? If it's strong in there, just try it. Get ready.
Women can do anything I can do.
The collector together, little one.
See you back, Mr.
Threat, side by
You
side
can
as
bring
well.
800,000 women. Yo, first, I want you to watch this video. Y'all get in the car. Ain't goddamn squirting to the world that you can do my job.
Everybody now like to do this.
I can't do it. Yeah, see, that's the difference.
The battle starts
You
in
see that
5,
kind of part? I understand the value that women bring. I understand that I can't do the things that women can do. It's not really clean. I can see that. I understand that a man man's job is a man's job. A woman's job is a woman's job. That's why you don't see me over this motherfucking knitting.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? Why you done?
That's the nigga you get. You're not helping better, but you have to fuck with me. You did. I mean, what the fuck you like that? That shit so easy to eat. Maybe the time won't come out. Oh, he's the aim of the coach. Time to learn to shut your mouth. Don't get it now.
Do not choose a woman, don't want to be a woman.
So you don't wait hard. I just let you fall. Because you don't want to blame yourself every day.
Azar. Yelling doesn't mean you're winning the argument.
And okay,
So stop yelling. You can yell, but yelling doesn't mean you're winning the argument. It's just a sign of low intelligence and it's a sign of you signaling that you have low intelligence to be yelling instead of improving your inside voice.
Go ahead, that just makes sense.
Fellas, find a woman who loves being a woman and doing many things. Ladies, find a man who loves being a man and doing manly things. We are not equal. And that's what's messing the world up because a lot of you believe we're equal. We are. I'm not talking to you like that. I'm not in general. I'm going to get to you, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to point right at you.
Like that is right.
You were right. Yeah, that's the right. Find a dangerous weapon. We want to have men. Find a woman. Loves doing one of them things. Take pride in that. Women, find a man. Loves doing everything. Take pride in that. We're not created equal. I know a lot of women are pushing this narrative. Most people this narrative. Man, modern day women, we're equal. You're not. They're both important.
We got women out here who can't find a man who feel like it. Now the articles I won't be subservient.
Their vision masculinity is to be more like a woman. And neither of those seem to be resonating with that. If any of them resonate, it's the right around that is vision of masculinity. If the woman that's not done a good job of convincing our woman, the bodily economy for everyone, specifically not there. If you want to be cement poverty, I'm going to want a child. That's not going to help you economically. The case I've been making when I did an endorsement of Vice President Harris is that I think if you polled a bunch of men under the age of 30 and said, would you rather have more opportunities for sex or less opportunities? I think the majority would say I'd rather have more opportunities for sex. What is going to happen to random opportunities for sex when if a woman gets pregnant, she might end up in an emergency room parking lot because the doctors won't treat her? They say she's having a failed pregnancy and she's in sepsis. There are now instances where emergency room doctors are worried about treating her for fear that they're going to be prosecuted. What's going to happen if a young woman gets pregnant and has to carry the baby to term? You just want to find out for sex. So I think what we needed to do and failed to do on the progressive side is to say the bodily autonomy affects men almost as much as it does young people.
So I wanted to play that last clip for you guys, especially when the and you really know very well. When I came across that clip, my first thought was, the people that are doing, especially a lot of the new people that are starting to watch over the social I wonder if they noticed that the men that were crashing out about Kamala losing, if you pay attention to how feminine they didn't seem very masculine. Now, look at the people that voted on the night. Look at the people that voted for the men. The men that voted for Trump seem very masculine. Easy to get along with, type of dudes, dancing like they surfing out to the That's bullshit. Issues that really aren't as important as the main reasons why people voted the way they did this year. And also, the women.
Maximum pulse.
Some of these women that voted left, they were either lesbian or they looked fairly undesirable and wanted for people even to shave their head. So it's like, all I'm saying is there's definitely a connection between the two. That is for sure. And to be honest with you, that's the real time. Well before it started just being about women.
But anyway, let me know what you think about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. I would be glad to appreciate your support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification that way y'all hit the like button to help with the algorithm. And help to reach a broader audience. Also, shout out to the Travel Blog channel. Also, our traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Peace.
What a difference.
Whoa, come on, man.
They've almost got it.
Out of sight.
달빛의 피어나. Us against the world. Let's keep fighting until we have a winner. That one hurts. A nice deep.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
The angel nigga on that ranch.
Well, this one to Luke, and that would have been perfect hit to bring Chad the Rebel to the show, too.
You know, I don't really talk about the Jay-Z stuff now that he has some charges against him. And I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know. Like, they have a specific charge. Now, here's the thing.